Good morning, everyone, and thank you, Kerry, for those great insights. My name is Paul Locke, and I'm the Managing Director of Pan Asia Metals. We're focused on battery metals, critical and battery metals in low-cost environments. So all the information we're discussing today has been published on the ASX. Got to do two things at once. All right, we have three projects. We have the Rosario copper project in Chile, the Tama Atacama lithium project in Chile, both in northern Chile, and the RK lithium project in Southeast Asia. But today, we'll be just talking about the Rosario and Tama Atacama projects. But first, I want to talk about strategy. So our objective is to look for projects that position us at the low end or cost competitive end of the cost curve. And so we're very focused on strategy and risk. So we're looking for projects in low cost jurisdictions which are positioned for high margin outcomes, projects which are proximal to industry, chemical processing and manufacturing, and metals which have appropriate underlying supply and demand dynamics. So we're looking for metals with deep markets. Copper has a really deep market. If we deliver a project, it'll suck it up. Lithium is a really strong growth market, even though we don't see that in the price. And if we deliver a project, if it's at the low end of the cost curve, the market will suck it up. We focus on projects which are geographically well set. So we want to be working with well understood metallurgy, and we're in a tier 1 jurisdiction, particularly in Chile. So it's proven lower cost. It has proven permitting processes. It has a free trade agreement for asset protection, which is really important. It's trade partner agnostic, which means that we can work with a number of parties from different countries, and the country we're operating in isn't going to be too worried. And it's also RA compliant, which is really important in this environment. Now, when I talk about risk is real, and it's the front end of your project that you deal with risk. So right now, this study based on 16,000 mining projects, the mean cost overrun of a mining project is 27%. And this is a fat tail. If you're in the poorest performing 17% of projects, your mean cost overrun, that's the mean, is 129%. And this is why we focus on strategy up front, because it's too late at the back end of the project if you're in a high cost environment and so on to deal with this. So what that means is we actually like boring projects, which sounds really boring, but it's really important, because if your projects are well understood, if the metallurgy is well understood, then you're going to deliver a good outcome. It's when things start to get tricky that you get cost blowouts. So moving on to the Rosario copper project. This is a strategically set high-grade manto-style project located in the north of Chile. You can see this picture here, and the project style has a lot of these sort of small-scale mining right through it, like these rabbit holes. And you can see our border there, and just across the concession outline, we've got copper grades of 2.47% and 1.73%, and we've got interpreted mineralisation widths of up to 100 metres. So this is a really rich-looking project. It's a high-grade copper-silver project, and it's located in Chile's central copper belt. And you can see Rosario right in the middle here. We've got Escondida to the north and numerous other projects, and El Salvador to the south. The red squares, or the red and green squares, are Chile's 20 largest copper projects. The red squares are typically porphyry projects, and the green squares are manto-style projects. What we've got, we're at a comfortable 2,300 metres. We're in an infrastructure-rich setting, and we're easily accessible by road. We're 50 kilometres from Codelco's copper smelter, 100 kilometres from Inami's copper ore processing plant, 40 kilometres from an airport, 130 kilometres from the nearest port, sealed roads to 10 kilometres within the project, ample energy infrastructure, desal plants, nearby townships, and a skilled workforce. So this is a really well set project. El Salvador is just to the south of us. Its porphyries intrude the same rocks that host the mineralisation at Rosario. So the question is there a genetic link? At Rosario, we have 3 distinctive trends. You can see that on the map there, those 3 trends. The zones are 20 to 200 metres wide with associated fractured and brecciated rocks. And our sample set now, we've got more samples coming through, of 89 samples, 80% with a 0.1% copper cutoff, average 6.4 grams a tonne gold. First pass geochem completed, strong visual copper indicators which support the previous work. We've identified 4 new prospects. Observations from the old mine workings indicate potential high-grade lodes, and we've got a felsic intrusive mapped with porphyry indicator tourmaline there, which is pretty exciting. Where am I here? There. Geophysics nearing completion, so we'll have some results coming up in the next 30 days or so. We're looking for deep oxide zones, assays due pretty soon, and drilling to be scheduled. And here you can see a lot of the green-blue mineralisation through the rock chip set, and this is spread throughout the project area, so we're really strong indicator minerals. What we like about Rosario 2 is we're at 2,300 metres. The Inami copper ore processing plant is at 400 metres, and it's literally a downhill run the whole way there. So we're organising bulk test samples for Inami for metallurgical test work, and we're also considering the opportunity to do small-scale mining, which could pay for drilling. And given that trucks literally roll the whole way there, it should be fairly cheap. Onto the Tama Atacama project. So this is located in northern Chile too, north of Rosario. Tama Atacama is literally a what the definition of tier 1 is. This project is pre-drill, and it's 1,200 square kilometres of licence area, which is under option agreement to purchase. 56 of 177 surface samples averaging 270 ppm Li, with a cutoff of 270 ppm Li, average 700 ppm Li. That's pretty high in brine. And everyone might be going, well, what are we talking about? Lithium 4, the price is down, but there's a big movement towards lithium brines. So there's been several transactions, including Rio Tinto and Arcadium just recently, which says that there's something about brines. Our trend extends for 160 kilometres. We've got elevated boron, potassium, magnesium, with all our elevated Li, and the geochemical signature of the surface salt matches Atacama because we've measured it. You can see this little blue chart here, and it's showing evaporation rates in the Tama Atacama. Evaporation rates are at 1,000 metres are at the maximum, and our whole Tama Atacama project is at around 1,000 metres altitude. There's been geophysics done there, historical. So the above chart is by a state-owned petroleum company. The bottom chart is by Cleantech Lithium, and you can see that there are brine zones there. Cleantech Lithium's project at the bottom, the brine zones are open. So we're sitting in the Pampa de Tamarugal Basin, that light blue outline, and we've got good brine zones throughout the project area. We're 75 kilometres from Iquique with a population of 200,000, all skill levels available there, and daily flights to Santiago. So that's about being really well positioned. Making sure the project is 75 kilometres from Chile's largest salt terminal and largest salt mine, which means we have an outlet for our waste salt. So one of the biggest problems with brine projects is that when you evaporate, you end up with waste salt. And this is one of the big visual problems, is big waste piles of salt on the salars. We can actually, well, it looks like we can do something with our waste salt. We're on the rail to Antofagasta, the home of SQM and Albemarle's LCE plants. You can see at the southern end of the map, or bottom of the map there. And this area is going to become, Antofagasta is going to become South America's lithium production hub. So Tsingshan and BYD are planning LFP plants there. LG Chem, POSCO and SK On have indicated they're considering plants. And why? Because Chile produces the cheapest lithium in the world. And that's why we've built this project and put it together. The project area has a lot of mining throughout. The pink outlines are nitrate mining. We've got a lot of evaporation ponds in the area and so on. And then to finish off, energy won't be a problem. There's a whole network of energy right through the project area. So come and see us at stand M243. I think we'll have the best presentation of the conference.
You got to love him. Please thank Paul Locke. Thanks, Paul. And you stayed on time, which was even better.
I know.